Welcome back to Mental Skills CFC Academy. My name's Eric Panzer. Today's session 4, and today we'll be focusing on your control circle. We're going to focus on two things: simply what you can control and what you cannot control. From this, it should give you clarity and direction around where you should focus your energy, and you'll realize what's actually important to you and what's actually deserving of your energy. So just an overview. Your mindset and your mentality is related to what you can and cannot do. Those things that are within your control, and those things that are outside of your control, will impact your mindset and mentality. So it's important to know uh, which ones are which, what you can, what you cannot control, and then recognizing how it impacts your mindset and mentality. There's so many things that each individual has control over in life. Most of these things are related to your personal thoughts and your personal actions. No one else's, just you and how you behave and think. It's so important to know what you can and cannot control because they impact things such as your focus, your confidence, stress levels, well-being. The list goes on. So today's about taking some time to bring your conscious thought around things, what you can and cannot control, and how it does impact your daily behaviors and your daily thoughts. Research shows that we have approximately 6,000 thoughts per day. Often they're for a very short period of time, less than a second, but often we don't even know we're thinking about that, or we don't even recognize that we're thinking about something. So there's so much in the unconscious, but it's what are we consciously thinking about each day. So before we get started, take a moment to just think for a bit about what type of thoughts do you regularly have each day. What can you control? You can control your mindset, your work ethic, your outlook on life, your actions and your behaviors, your well-being. That's just a small list of things that you can control. And then something that many coaches love to share and potentially speak about is that photo there on the right-hand side, that list of 10 things that require zero talent. Being on time, you control that. Work ethic, as I said, you control that. Effort, body language, energy, attitude, passion, those are all things that you can control. Being coachable, that's down to you. You control that. Doing extra work, that's down to you. You control that. Being prepared, you control that. So once again, we're just making it clear of the things that you do control and that you can control. You might just have to adapt and adjust, or reclaim control of some of these things that you may have let go of control and you feel like are out of your control, when really they are all within your control. So you might just have to reclaim and gain control of them, but you'll work through that with the worksheet after this session. Now, on the flip side, what can you not control? So the weather, other people's opinions and behaviors, health pandemics, traffic, past decisions, they're gone, they're in the past, you can't control them. And then soccer related, you can't control the opposition, you can't control the referee or the linesman, you can't really control your teammates, your coach, you can't control your parents on the sideline. So that just leaves you in control of your own actions and behaviors. And that's really what we're trying to focus on here. But it's important for you to acknowledge and recognize what you cannot control and think about that when you see something that might be upsetting or annoying, being like, can I control this? If it's a no, then why worry about it? So you have the choice of whether or not you let something affect you. That choice is yours. And that is the difference between what you can control and what you cannot control. You have the choice as to whether you let something affect you or you don't. That's so important in terms of your mindset, your mentality, your control. You control what you let affect you and what doesn't. So overall, as I mentioned, it's so important to acknowledge and accept what you cannot control, because in doing that, you can then shift your focus, shift your energy to what is more important to you. And what is more important to you is what's within your own control. So that's where you want to be focusing your energy and effort. On the soccer field, you cannot control the referee's decision. And so, is it worth you wasting all this energy and time complaining to the referee or complaining to your teammates over a decision that's already been made and is not going to get changed? Or is it worth you just taking all that energy and instead putting it towards your next action on the field? What you cannot control versus what you can control. And you decide where you place your energy and your focus. Some questions to ask yourself when things are getting hard, or you're getting upset, or you're getting annoyed, frustrated, as I mentioned, potentially that refereeing decision or whatever, or if it's just something in general life or at school or at training, take a moment and think, what am I worried about here? What can I control in this situation? And is this really important to what I want to do? So once again, developing this clarity around where your energy and focus is best deserving of. But also, the biggest question there is whenever you're in any situation, ask yourself, what can I control in this situation? The worksheet, it's a very simple tool, and you can fill it in as much or as little as you want. Once you fill it in, the inner circle is what you want to focus on. The inner circle is your area of control, and that is exactly what you want to be focusing on, and that's what's going to help you. But then also the outer area is what you cannot control, and it's important to fill that in, to recognize and acknowledge what is out of your control so that you can focus on that inner circle. So it's very important to do both, to give yourself the opportunity to make decisions on where you focus your energy to and where you want to focus upon what's in your control or out of your control. That's up to you. Just final thoughts. This is something for you to become conscious of. And if you can become conscious of it consistently and asking those questions to yourself when things arise, can I control this? Does this matter? It's really good habit to have within your behavior for your self-awareness, so that you can recognize where your energy is going, where your focus is going, and whether you're getting distracted from the task at hand or whether you're not letting things out of your control affect you and you're just focused on the task that you're doing. And that's really where we want you to get to, is to be able to have this clear focus on what you're trying to achieve and not letting outside things impact that. But we can't get there if you don't know or you don't acknowledge what those outside things are that does impact. So hopefully soon you'll realize what is important to focus on and what's best to be left alone. The biggest thing is figure out what's important to you and where you want to focus your energy. Enjoy the worksheet, enjoy figuring out what's important, what's not important, where that energy goes to. And I look forward to having you join in on session 5.